Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so excited to be here with you guys with our special guest, Zucarita. So my daughter went to Cancun and she will be back in about a week. And so my daughter and this beauty right here, they absolutely love each other, and Zucarita has been a little bit sensitive since my daughter left. She misses her a lot. And so every time that I try to record a video, she cries, she whines, and so I have to bring her on for this video. I hope you guys do not mind how beautiful she is. A lot of distractions for this video, how much? So today what I want to talk to you guys about is the benefits and how amazing it is to build an online business. So it is also very, very crucial to really consider building an online business, because I feel like COVID really hit the notch during the entire quarantine, right? We know that the dynamic of having a business has changed very drastically. And as everybody was, through the pandemic, not being able to build their business because locations were closing, because people weren't going to the stores to shop, we know that online businesses were still thriving, right? And so everybody, I think, really saw the benefits of having an online business. And not only that, social media has also grown into the industry of business, right? We know that social media is actually used to be able to run an entire business and market an entire business. And so before I start, you guys should know that I actually grew up with my parents, and they also had a business. As a matter of fact, they kind of switched a few times before finally being able to choose what they wanted to do and what was very profitable. So we went from having a shoe store, having a clothing store, to having a Christian bookstore, and now we have a gift shop. So with my parents, I was able to just experiment and be a part of what it is to have a business locally. And now I have been able to experience what it is to have an online business here from the comfort of my own home. And I just want to share a few pros and cons to the difference between the two. I really grew up watching my parents struggle in their business, okay? Because we know that having a business, like a corporate business with a location and all of that, has a lot of expenses. And I saw my parents struggle a lot on being able to, get the money to be able to pay for the rent space and all of that. And also, you guys, I grew up in a Christian home. My parents are pastors, and even though a lot of people don't want to admit, a church is pretty much ran like a business. And I know that that's probably going to hurt a lot of people, their ego, their pride, but that's the reality of it, is that a church is ran like a business, okay? And so I have seen my parents run a location, a business. I have seen them pay for utilities. I have seen them, really struggle to get the rent, all of that stuff. I have seen them clean. I have seen them clean the location, take care of the location. I have seen them, put in financially to be able to maintain the location as well. And so I have seen it all, you guys. And the cool thing, you guys, is that also when I got married with my husband is also a business person, and his entire family has bakeries, right? So if you live in Albuquerque, New Mexico, you guys have probably visited quite a few of their bakeries. And when I met my husband, he had just closed down his bakery in Farmington, New Mexico. And coming into our relationship, he was also in an MLM company called Herbalife, and he really took me under his wing, helped me through personal development, and he encouraged me to become an entrepreneur. Now, when I started in this MLM company, it wasn't like today, right? It wasn't like everything was done through social media, all the marketing, all of that. Or maybe it was something that was trending. I don't think it was as trending as it is now after COVID, but I remember that in order for us to be able to recruit, to prospect, we would hand out flyers, you guys, at Walmart, you know, at different stores, all of that. And a few years after, you know, it took me a few years to just really get into the personal development, the self-growth, all of that. Me and my husband, we decided to get pregnant, and that type of business model of handing out flyers and going to the stores no longer worked for me. It was very hard to do all of those things having a newborn child and having 2 children. You guys, moms, y'all know it can get rough. Y'all know that sometimes it does not look pretty. And so it was something that just was very difficult for me to do. And it wasn't difficult in the sense that I didn't want to approach people, because I've always been a people person. The only thing was that the type of lifestyle that I had made it very difficult, right? And so, you know, even though my husband took me under his wing, talked to me about business, talked to me a lot about personal development and finances, it still took quite a long time in order for me to be able to really step into business. And I feel like the reason of that is because I saw my parents struggle a lot financially. I saw them just really struggle in their business, and I was pretty afraid to start a business. So my husband was supportive, but he wasn't too supportive for the fact that we had 2 kids, right? We were just married, right? We had to put a lot of work into our relationship. We have to put a lot of work into our family. I was a brand new medical assistant for the first year, just stepping into the industry that I had studied and all of that. And so, you know, there was a lot of work that had to be done in our home. And so the support was limited in a sense, and the type of business model that I was trying to run just did not align with my lifestyle. And one day I finally got fed up. I'm like, there has to be a different way to do business. You guys, I got outside of the box. I started to just look at other people on social media. I kind of did like a little market research without even knowing that it was market research. I started to follow a lot of online coaches in the online space, and I started to just really expand my mind. I actually came across an entrepreneur who, at that time, she was writing a book. I don't even know how I came across her profile, you guys, but it was just, I think, just a coincidence. And you know, I reached out to her and I was like, hey, you know, like, I am really intrigued with, you are writing a book, you're publishing it on Amazon. Like, in my head, you guys, I thought that that was a huge deal. I'm like, how is this normal person with a normal lifestyle, having a normal life? Like, she was a mom, she was a wife, everything. How can she be running a business? How can she be publishing a book, right? And that just really intrigued me, you guys. So like I said, I reached out to her. She allowed me to just review her book, and she published her book on Amazon. And I read her book, you guys, and I purchased her book, and I was blown away. So that book talked about the different business models, how to start an online business, and it just completely opened my perspective to business. And that is when I knew that building an online business was my thing, that this was a perfect model for me to be able to step into my full potential and build a business. And it was just super mind-blowing for me. So you guys, that's a little bit about the backstory of how I started an online business. Of course, the next thing was building my personal brand, which I was already, without really knowing that, I was already doing that because I, like I said, am a pastor's kid. You know, throughout the time, we build a reputation. We also work a lot on our visibility. We reach out to people. And so I never knew that God was really, like, how can I even explain? He was just really pushing me to take care of my reputation And I didn't understand why. Of course, being a pastor's kid, growing up in church, there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure as to how you dress, how you speak, how you talk, how you act, right? That's why being a pastor's kid is so challenging. And all I knew was that in my heart, I did want to build my reputation. In my heart, I did know that I was called for something greater. I did know that I had a ministry. I just didn't know that it was going to take place into the entrepreneurship realm. And so right now, I do have offers. I do have programs that are faith-based that also align with my ministry, but I also have programs that are not 100% faith-based. They just focus on business, right? But you guys, then I took on the venture of working, on myself. I took the venture of just really putting habits in place, taking care of my home primarily. That way, when I did work on my business that God had put in my heart, it was easier to manage, right? And it was easier to be consistent. And so, you guys, it has been an incredible journey. After listening to this entrepreneur, she actually has a YouTube channel, you guys. I can go ahead and put the link down in the description box. I will also put the book that I read that completely changed my life. It is so simple, you guys, but for someone who has lived inside of a box for a really long time, that book, you guys, changed my life. Literally changed my life. So I will put that down in the description box. If you guys want to follow her, go ahead and do so. Right now, she also has a YouTube channel. She's incredible. And you guys are going to benefit so much from the books that she has on Amazon. But right after, going into her, into her world, basically, I got very intrigued and I knew that building an online business was for me. So why did I choose to build an online business? First of all, flexibility, right? Like I said, I needed the convenience of flexibility. I had a family, I had my kids, I had my husband. I could no longer be prospecting, handing out flyers, all of that stuff. I'm able to operate my business 24/7, talk to clients and students 24/7, be able to do my own schedule, be able to work anywhere as long as I am able to have internet access. And for me, you guys, that was huge. It is huge for me to be able to have that flexibility and be able to work around my own schedule. And so, like I said, you don't have to operate an online business around a certain schedule, like an 8 to 5, right? You can choose your own hours. You can choose to run your business 24/7. As a matter of fact, there are a lot of offers, like products and services that are sold 24/7 on a sales page, on a landing page, and they still continue to get sales throughout the night. Like, they're literally making money while they're sleeping, right? And so that is huge for anybody who sells products or services, anybody who has tangibles, anybody who has an online course, right? You can continue to sell that even when you're sleeping, right? That is super amazing. And so convenience, you guys, and flexibility was huge for me. Now, the second reason why I also decided to start an online business was because of the low cost. Like I said, at that time, I was a brand new medical assistant. At that time, you guys, they were literally paying $12 an hour, right? And so we were just newlyweds. We were just starting to build our house. We were just starting to get our entire home together, right? We didn't have furniture. We were just starting off. And so low cost for me was really important. And there's a huge difference between cost on having a commercial local business versus an online business, right? With an online business, you need internet access. Here in Albuquerque, I literally pay $10 for internet because of my kids going to school. I am in a program where they do a significant amount of reduction on the internet, and I'm just so grateful for that. A simple computer, I actually bought my first computer used. It's a MacBook, and I actually have it right back here, you guys. I paid $500 for it, and it has lasted me a really, really long time. You also don't need a fancy camera. My camera that I'm using right now is a Sony, and it is a super simple camera. You can also use your phone. So the startup cost, you guys, is very inexpensive. When going into a local business, right, you probably have to pay utilities. You probably are going to have to do a down payment, right? You're probably going to have to pay for the first month. You're going to have to pay every single month in order for you to be able to keep that location, right? So the startup cost and the maintenance cost is so much more different on both avenues. And so that is the second reason why I decided to start an online business, was because of the low cost startup. There's literally no excuse as to why you cannot start your online business. There's a lot of even free resources out there. There are a lot of like basic and advanced programs that you can really like, how can I say, invest in and just really move your finances around so that it works for you, right? Now, the third reason why I decided to start an online business is because of the reach, right? You know that in a local business, you know, for your clients or whoever you're serving is very limited, right? Of course, you can have someone come out of town if you are doing a service, but they're not going to be coming out of town every single week to buy something from you, right? Most of your clientele is going to come from a local place, right? And an online business gives you the opportunity to have a wider net, right? You can literally prospect to anybody, like literally nationwide, right? You can sell to anybody. You don't have to keep yourself limited. And I think that that is great potential for being able to scale your business in a very fast way, right? And so that is also something, you guys, to always keep into consideration, is you want to have a business that's also going to be able to scale, right? You don't want to stay stagnant. You don't want to stay stuck, right? You don't want to stay bored with your marketing, right? You don't want to have the same customers over and over again. Like, great, I love to have loyal customers, right? But we also want to grow. We also want to expand, right? So the next thing that I want to touch with you guys, and this is the last thing, right? There could be a whole ton of other reasons why having an online business is the way to go, but I don't want to take so much of your time. But having an online business also gives you access to digital marketing tools, and that is huge, right? Like I said, COVID completely changed the dynamic of business. We know that business is the way to go. We know that the social media platforms are actually like transitioning into business. That is what people are on social media for. Of course, it's also to socialize through your personal brand, right? But having access to these marketing tools is a huge advantage for you as an online coach, right? You're able to really reach a wider net through ads, right? There are platforms where you can run your website, that they are platforms that are really user friendly, right? You don't have to do a website that is super overly complicated, right? Now they create platforms where you can create a website and it's literally drag and drop, right? It is super easy. And so these tools allow you to advance, right, and grow your business in a way that is so much more easier, right? And it also provides you a lot of tools, right? Social media has so many tools, and it's only a matter of learning how to use those tools and using them at your fullest potential, so that you can really take advantage of everything that social media has to offer to run your business, grow your business, scale your business, and have a successful business, right? So I just really hope that this video really inspires you to start your online business, right? Like I said, there's absolutely no excuse of why you should not start your online business. Even if you do not have all the knowledge in the world, you will grow, you will learn as you go, right? The most important thing is just to get started. And so I just really enjoyed talking to you guys a little bit about my past life, a little bit of where I came from and what I'm doing right now. And I can tell you guys that having an online business has been such a blessing for my life, you guys. It has been incredible. Of course, I am a multi-passionate. I also sell products. I also sell different services that are local. But you guys, having an online business has just opened my creative potential. It has just allowed me to grow. It has allowed me to just really discover things that I never knew I could do. And it has also allowed me to just really fall into who I am as a person by doing my personal brand, really like emphasizing and just taking out all the skills that I have, who I am as a person. It has just been an incredible, fulfilling experience. And I just hope that you decide to start your online business. If there is anything that I can help you with, reach out to me. I am always open on social media inside of my DMs, always willing to help. And that's pretty much it for today, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you at the next one. Bye, guys.